I've been puzzling it over, and I might have sussed out what pent-up looks have got to be frustrated about as I'm sitting on the step with the neighbour's cat. One day wasted all of this will be luxury flats. Which Disney princess best describes your style of procrastination? We thought we heard the ghost of British socialism at the door. The cafe by the swimming pool sells grilled cheese. I think they mean cheese toasties. If you ask me, that's a steaming croque monsieur. I don't get coffee there anymore. How mature? The world shall throw some existential bummers your way when you're unemployed in London on a summer's day. Being accidentally creepy, sat alone in the park, sipping at a can as the sky grows dark, and thinking, who are all these fucking people going round enjoying themselves, and how can they afford to dress so well? Even Jesus Christ's compassion would not extend to a public juggler. Disciple of the Diablo is the verdict hell. Will you at least just get off Telegraph Hill? Mr. Unemployment takes a walk up Namhead Reservoir. Is he scaling the barbed wire fence? No, you can bet he ain't. If you can keep your head whilst others around you paraphrase and recite from Kipling, well mate, you must have the patience of a saint. 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 You must have the patience of a saint.
Thank you. We are Super Review. My name is Chris Delamere. This person over here is Mario D'Agostino. We're going to play a few songs for you. The next song is about the history of the margarita pizza and why it was invented.
Yeah. It's called Queen Margarita.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The pizza margarita was made as a gift to Queen Margarita. Raffaele Esposito invented it to greet her when she visited Naples back in 1889. Of the 3 pizzas he presented to her, it was a favourite kind.
Queen Margarita's favourite kind, with tomato and basil and mozzarella. The colours of Italy's tricolor. That's how the story goes, oh, in widely accepted pizza lore.
But it could well be apocryphal. Queen Margarita was a fascist. Queen Margarita was well liked. Her popularity played a big part in Italy's unification, whilst anarchists made attempts upon her husband's life.
Gaetano she got him in the end.
I've got a pretty hazy knowledge of Italy's tumultuous political history, but reading about Queen Margarita has me hungry to learn more, and equally hungry for tomato and melted cheese. So feed some mystery to me.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
So the next song we're going to play is a song from our most recent album, Beneath the Big White Moon.
Beneath the Big White Moon.
Big White Moon.
Beneath the Big White Moon.
And it's called Ball Lake Hotel.
Ball Lake Hotel, yeah. Today, the second time ever someone has thought that Ball Lake was like... One time before, this guy was like, Ballock Hotel, I see you've been to Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
And today someone was like, oh, whereabouts is this Polish? I can't pronounce it, but no, it's just Ball Lake.
Yeah.
So it's a ball lake for people to say as well. And here's the song. I remember you well in the Ball Lake Hotel. Remember when the mice died in the walls. Remember the terrible smell. Remember the tapestry of mould that bloomed on the wall where the bookcase stood, and behind the wardrobe next to your bed. I'm no doctor, but that can't have been good. Remember the faulty smoke detector on the ceiling too high for us to detach it, that beeped about once every minute or two. I don't know about you, but that drove me batshit. Remember the toilet that constantly trickled but never flushed thanks to the shitty cistern? I took off the lid and with a loop of wire rigged up a new DIY flushing system. Remember our shared sense of frustration? I know for a fact you remember the rent. We worked all the time and that was the thing on which pretty much all of our money was spent. Ball Lake Hotel. It's been so long since we checked out. Ball Lake Hotel. The shittest place we live without a doubt. And how I hope to Christ your new place is swell. I hope that your new landlord treats you well. Remember the key for the electricity that the landlord forgot to inform us about, that somebody had lost and never replaced. We were left in the dark when the meter ran. And that carbon monoxide alarm, when I picked it up it made a funny sound. Turned out in the AA battery slots 2 AAAs were just rattling around. I just remembered that the other day. It wound me up at the time and then it slipped my mind. I know this is morbid, but imagine how funny a thing that would have been for like a coroner to find. Mice would rot in the walls, we would rot in our beds, sadly not with the kind of space to rattle afforded to a AAA battery and a AA slot. That 2-bed flat must be tenanted by some other poor bastards now as we endure in different homes. And I remember you well in the Ball Lake Hotel. Ball Lake Hotel. It's been so long since we checked out. Ball Lake Hotel. The shittest place we lived without a doubt. And how I hope to Christ your new place is swell. I hope that your new landlord treats you well. I hope to Christ your new place is swell. I hope that your new landlord treats you well.
About what's coming up and everything else that they've been getting up to over the last few years. So hi guys. So first of all,
you're right.
where did the name come from?
So I had an Instagram account where I reviewed soup. It literally was a soup review, which I sort of made up to entertain myself during the drudgery of office work. And Mario was a fan.
Yeah, a mutual friend of ours said, you should look at my friend Chris's soup reviews. And I also had a lot of time at an office job that I hated, so I was like, well, I'm not going to do my work, I'm going to read reviews of soup.
It was mutual hatred of office work and mutual love of stupid shit.
Yeah, and soup as well.
And
very nice, of course.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing together?
Since the end of
2017, I want to say? No, 2018?
Yeah, I think the end of
3-4 years?
Yeah.
Who's to say what
time means
is now
nothing
anyway.
anymore, yeah, we don't know what year it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you haven't played since sometime last year.
No, it was August 2020 that we played, yeah.
Squeezing a gig last year.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like the one in the year. It was like this anomalous thing. We were both kind of like...
It's kind of funny because it's like we had basically 4 months off.
Yeah.
And someone said, can you play an hour? Like, an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've had now 9 months off. And someone said to us, do you want to play in front of cameras? And we've gone, okay.
Let's go, yeah.
So excited to be back then? Good to
Yeah,
be back.
actually.
It's nice, actually.
We had a really nice practice the other day where I don't know, we spend ages not playing songs, sit down to play them again, and it's like, oh, right,
they're locked in,
remember.
and it's good, and it's fun, and we think they're good songs.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I've enjoyed them. Certainly enjoyed them. So you released a couple of albums so far. Recently, most recent was Beneath the Big White Moon. So
that's right.
Where did the idea of that come from?
The title comes from the last track on the album, which is a song about jellyfish and suicidal ideation. And it was like an image of like Weymouth Bay that I popped on the end of it, that we were like, we were kind of wanting to end the song on this like hopeful image, and it was an image of like looking at the sea at night.
And I think we felt that everything that happened in the album sort of happens under the watchful gaze of the moon, who maybe represent like our families and all sorts of things.
Community and friends and stuff.
And none of this may make any sense, so you'll just have to listen to the record and find out.
I definitely recommend listening to the record. So that released end of last year, or October last year.
Yeah.
You've been working on some, well, I know you've certainly got one new song that you're going to play for us in just a moment.
Yeah, we've got loads of new songs.
We've
got like 2 albums worth or something.
Yeah, we've been having a great time writing together, so we're like, raring to go with the new one.
We do have one now that we're going to play called Come Walking With Me.
Yeah, awesome. So I'll send you guys
back
there,
fantastic.
And we'll get ready. As you do head off, I'd just like to remind everybody at home that their music is available on, of course, all streaming services, but also been lucky enough, I've got a couple of copies of the vinyl here as well that are available. So, without further ado, back over to Soup Review.
Thank you. This is a song about friendship. It's about going for a walk. It's like when you're off on a whim, and your friend is like, "Yeah, I'm here for this whim. Let's do it."
You whim man.
Yeah, you whim man. Exactly. Thank you, Maria.
No problem.
It's not about you. It's not about you. It's actually about our good friend Francis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Legend. Full legend.
So this is called Come Walking With Me. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. If we scale the alley gate and slip past the biffa bins, I like to think there's a special chapel sitting somewhere within. It's undisturbed and frozen, unsullied and unseen. The same small pipe organ playing since 1819. Come walking with me. Come walking with me. And the music lifts up gently and bleeds out through the cracks between the high street's top shop and its TK Maxx. That sacred liminal space, like a siren's call, What's between Hotel Chocolat and the Cutler's Hall? Come walking with me. Come walking with me. Now you're pointing out patterns on buildings often ignored, and reading old inscriptions above unpainted doors. Together we went searching, and our whims coalesced. For I see as one now. I'm so glad you acquiesced and came walking with me. You came walking with me. You came walking with me. You came walking with me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You came walking with me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You came walking with me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You came walking with me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You came walking with me. Came walking with me. You came walking with me. You came walking with me. Thank you. So the next song we're gonna play, whilst Mario gingerly moves his keyboard, or just leave it there. That's fine. The next song is about not leaving the house. So I guess the last song was about going out and exploring, and this song is about exploring with your mind.
Yeah, we wrote. Well, Chris wrote this one in 2017-18, so way ahead of the curve, really.
Oh,
when you think of it,
absolutely.
like, just like
It's like a pandemic
there,
anthem,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah. It's like we knew it was going to happen. We didn't know it was going to happen. That's
What's that?
incredibly
It's like,
crass thing to say.
what's the kind of sci-fi where you
Oh, what, like
perspective sci-fi?
speculative?
Speculative. So you could think of this as both a song about living in your dressing gown or speculative sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it's called Half Astronaut. Aruba, Jamaica, Hillsborough and Chapeltown, baby, let's stay in. Have you seen my dressing gown? The sailor who went to sea, yes, he had a job that travelled. But I'm lucky if I make it down to the tap and barrel. The gentle lapping of the ocean when in the tropics mud. I think I can create that soundscape on my mini keyboard. So let's watch another episode. This really is living, and if it's not, well, that's our choice to neglect what we are given. Do you want a coffee?
Yes or no?
Do you want a tea?
Yes or no?
Is there anything I can get you? Do you even love me? The fruit of the fig tree.
The fruit of the fig tree.
Wrinkles and falls.
Wrinkles and falls.
I could have been an astronaut if I tried at all. In the laws of love and fate, in the game of life, I didn't get it all on a plate. I got a gem-studded fork and knife. So look at me, mum, uncomfortable and bored. From the bed to the settee and back again on a flat white furniture tour. I meant to ring my friends to ask where our apathy would take us next, but instead I sent to them a non-committal text. So let's watch another episode. This really is first rate. I love to craft a masterwork, but I can't concentrate. Do you want a coffee?
Yes or no? Do you want a tea? Yes or no? Is there anything I can get you?
Do you even love
me?
the fruit of the fig tree?
The fruit of the fig tree.
Wrinkles and falls.
Wrinkles and falls.
I could have been an astronaut if I tried at all. Thank you. So the next song we're going to sing is about it's about food.
It's about food. It's another song about food. Yeah. On the way over here, me and Chris were talking about. We were both kind of anxious that the church would be a Catholic church, and that we'd both feel really blasphemous for playing songs in it because we were both brought up Catholic. And I'm so relieved that it's not.
No. It's St. Alkmund's?
St. Alkmund's, yeah.
Which I said sounds like the patron saint of probiotic yogurts.
Yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know.
Was he sort of like a full canonized church figure, or was he sort of more of a leader of your cult? Yeah, there we go.
We got no more preamble after that.
There we go.
That's good, that.
This is a song, it's a recipe for baba ganoush. It's called A Recipe for Baba Ganoush. Take an aubergine, cut off the little green bit of stem, then I always tend to slice it lengthways in half. Rub a little oil on the middle, then place it face up under the grill, or you can put it whole on the thing above a gas hob if that's what you have. Roast it till the outside's crisp and the inside part is soft, then scrape the flesh away from the skin, which I think the recipe says to discard, but that's essentially peeling a hot aubergine, and that's hard, so I just tend to chop it up and throw it all in. But first, on a heat that's not too high, chop or crush a few cloves of garlic and sweat them before you add the aubergine and plenty of ground cumin. Then just let that go for a while before you add the chopped tomatoes and a little water that you've swished around the tin. Let that cook so it's simmering nicely, then you could add a tin of chickpeas and cook on a fairly low heat until they're soft. I'm pretty into this, but it's proved, but it'll be a controversial move, so just cook it until it's nice and stewed if you're not. When I made this almost every day, I like to serve it with brown rice and green lentils, sometimes cooked with bay leaves. You can cook them together in the same pan, they boil in roughly 25 minutes, so I tend to start the rice and lentils first. The bay leaves that I used to use were the ones that Simon found as a pile of branches on Camberwell Grove, cropped up outside a house. Someone had left them out there with a note that said, help yourself. So obviously Simon brought them home. This is a recipe that I frequently use. This is the recipe I use for baba ganoush. Jake showed it to me a few years ago, and he got it from Jack Monroe. I've cooked it like a million times. I'd like to thank Jack and Jake both.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got a bit of a stink on that last twang there. That was unintentional.
Stink Twang. So the final song that we're going to play for you is called Stink Twang. It's called. It's about MTV from the 1990s, and it's also about antidepressants. So it is called Stars in Their Eyes on SSRIs.
Yep. Ooh, sorry. Just really enjoying using this like altar candle thing to put my keyboard on as well. You want to keep an eye on it because I might accidentally forget not to steal it.
Stealing from a house of God.
It's alright.
Wow.
Everywhere's God's house.
So this is called Stars in Their Eyes on SSRIs. Thank you.
Sorry.
2, 3, 4. Was that a little too quick for you?
Yeah, sorry.
2, 3, 4. Tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna build myself up a bit at a time. Gonna get to sleep early and ease my mind.
When my self-confidence is in the sink, I'm gonna be Engelbert Humperdinck. And when I'm in a deep pit of despair, make me believe that I can be shared.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna approach it a different way. I filled out my diary and meditated today.
And when I feel the sun's bright rays departing, 10-gallon hat me up, I'm Dolly Parton. And when my last trace of serotonin is gone, dress me up like Olivia Newton-John.
Can I walk through this mist into bliss? Can I walk out from the cloud as a pitch-perfect impression of someone who's doing okay? Tonight, Matthew, I wish I could die.
Oh no, tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be fine. Tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be fine.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be great. Before I leave the house, I am gonna hydrate. Trust myself to lock the door and I won't stay out too late.
I'm not gonna sit, spiral and wallow. I'm gonna step out as Matty Pello. And when I really, really don't wanna be me, I'll pretend I'm a Freddie Mercury.
Tonight, Matthew, I wish I could die.
Oh no, tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be fine. Tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be fine.
I'm gonna make my goals attainable, realistic, specific, timetableable. Can I walk through this mist?
When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else. When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else. When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else. When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else. When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else. When I just can't be me, I'm gonna be somebody else.
Amazing, that's one of my favourite tracks, that one. So as the guys come back over now, we're going to ask them a few more questions, and then we're almost out of time already, unfortunately. So, as musicians, I'm sure you both love a good bit of music, and in your day-to-day lives, I'm sure you're always listening to music, other than your own stuff, unless you're listening to that on repeat all the time, which is a little bit only your own music. What else have you been enjoying recently? Anything specific?
My favourite thing to do for the past, for like half a year now, has been to blast the Thin Lizzy album Jailbreak on my headphones and run around the park near my house and just imagine that me and Thin Lizzy have just broken out of the prison.
Just easy listening jazz for me.
Nice. Very good, very good. So when you're writing songs, what's your inspiration? Where does it come from? Some of the tracks might seem a little bit random off the albums, but...
They're about life. What else could they be about?
It's just a lot of things we talk about. We chat a lot about different things, and then it inevitably becomes like material for songs, and then we kind of just go, oh,
you just have a conversation and you go, oh, this thing clearly means a lot to me. I'm talking about it. Why don't I talk about it in a song? Yeah. And do you enjoy that part of it more, or do you enjoy performing more? Love performing.
Yeah, I really like performing.
No, I do. I do. But the writing is where like something magical happens.
But then also, I think I really love the writing part. But then once we've written something, I'm so excited for it to come alive as a performance.
That's true.
Because then it's like,
So. All of them.
All of it.
I like it.
Good. Good. So that's what we'd like to hear. That's what we'd like to hear. So have you got much planned? Any more gigs looking hopefully in the next few months? Or
a couple in the pipeline.
Yeah.
We've got the weekend of Tramlines, which is a very Sheffield specific thing, I guess. But we've got some things sort of penciled in for then, which is exciting.
A few non-Tramlines, Tramlines. That's our new album.
And further on from that, you said you've got loads of content ready to go. Albums coming up?
Well, we've got all these songs, so we're kind of just thinking. Well, we're still writing. We want to write a few more and then look at them and go, right, which ones sit together and hold hands, and which ones don't.
With the last album, I think we wrote 30.
Yeah.
And we whittled it down to 10.
Yeah.
And this time we're going for like 40 or 50. And whittle it down to 3.
Because then it's amazing. It sounds difficult, but really we only have to write 3 good songs out of 50. So.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Easily done. Easily done. Let me find another question for you guys. Let me bear with me. Sorry, lost my notes. So you released a single. Final song that you played as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you released that before. You recorded that when? Back in 2019? 2020 something?
It would have been 2019, yeah.
So it's a long time ago, but you released that one before. What stood out to you about that one? Why did you release that one as
it's a banger.
It's just a banger.
I
feel like everyone always responds to it when we play it live, so we thought we made a video for it with our friend Lauren, and she did an incredible job, and it is available on YouTube if you want to go and see it. We think it's it's an antidote. It's happiness.
Yeah, it was like a good balance for us of like, we talk about sort of our mental health quite a lot, and we write a lot of songs about it, and I think it's the one that balances like the silly and the sincere, goofy, but also it's a bump. I don't know,
So
it's a lot of things going on that I like about it.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think that's about all we've got time for today. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to Chris and Mario for joining us. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the technical team and everybody else who's involved in this stream. There's a lot of people stood in the room that I can see who've worked their absolute socks off over the last few weeks to get this to where it's been. I'd like to say a huge thank you and thanks very much.